Well, that is it. That is the absolute easiest way to have a room makeover for $50. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. So you know those home improvement shows where they see how much they can fix up on a budget? We wanted to try something like this in our living room because it was in major need of a makeover. It was white everywhere. It was very kind of cluttered feeling. And we wanted to see if we could rearrange it, make it feel more minimalist, more open, add some character to it, and really just get rid of the white everywhere. So the first thing we did, obviously, was look through Pinterest and try to get some ideas. Now, a lot of the things on there would take a lot of time or a lot of money to do, and we didn't want to do that, so we kind of stole a few different ideas from a few different things and put them together. The next thing we knew we needed to do was get things at a discount. So a few different places that we look is the Let Go app, the Facebook Marketplace, which actually has a ton of stuff right now. I think that is overtaken Craigslist as the go-to place to find cheap used stuff. And then obviously Craigslist as well. And also a few stores like Habitat for Humanity where you can get things at a pretty good discount. Also like discount stores or wholesaling stores, things like that. Every market's gonna be a little bit different, but if you try looking up like wholesaling food, wholesaling supplies and things like that, you can find a lot of really cool stores. Let's begin. All right, I'm here at Habitat for Humanity. They have a ton of great stuff here. A lot of it's like really cheap. It's a couple bucks, or it'll be like half of whatever Lowe's would be or Home Depot would be. So we can see what they have today. We knew we wanted to do our accent wall a little bit darker, but we still wanted it to flow with the rest of our house, and luckily there was a paint that matched. After that, we went through the scraps of wood and found 2 different pieces for $1 each, bringing us to a grand total of $12. While Meredith started painting the wall, I started cutting down the shelves. Alright, so we have got our wood here. We still have some like chips because I'm not great at using a saw. There's some nicks in it, so I'm gonna sand it down a little bit and then wipe it off so it's not all sandy, and then we're gonna go ahead and use some like wood finish. I have like this much left, so hopefully it's enough, and we're gonna go ahead and stain all of these. Once you painted your stain on, make sure that you have a rag on hand so that you can wipe off the excess stain. You can just wipe down the entire thing and it will stay stained. After that, we put on a couple clear coats of polyurethane just to protect the wood. All right, so all of our wood is done. I didn't think of this ahead of time, but obviously I'm gonna need to hang these. So I'm gonna need to go get some L brackets, and hopefully those don't run me too much. We're gonna need, what, like 8 of them? So we'll do that, and then we'll see how much we have left. So I originally thought that I could get away with just these corner brackets, and I could just put 1 bracket on each board. But as you can see here, it would kind of stick out a little bit. So I was able to do that on the shorter boards, but I had to get different brackets for the bigger ones. So once you have your brackets, you want to measure the same amount on each side. I chose to do about 3 inches in on each side. Then I went ahead and screwed in exactly where we wanted it to be, and then just took the screws out and then attached the brackets to the wall. You want to make sure everything is level when you're putting your brackets up on the wall, and then you can just pop your board on and it'll be easy to screw in because we already did that before, and trust me, that's a lot easier than trying to put in a screw upside down. Alright, so I took the hustle sign down because it didn't really flow with the rest of the room, so I had some spare wood left over, and then I went ahead and I stained it and I put a clear coat over it, and then I'm gonna kind of turn it into like a sign that probably says do less. We will see. Let's do it. So we had that extra piece of wood that we had already stained and finished. We just laid it out in the pattern that we wanted. Make sure that you have something behind there because the glue will probably leak out the back, and if you have too much, you can just take a little bit off. Then we just lay them down in the pattern they want and let them sit. We put the brackets on the bottom, again, making sure that they are level. Then we just placed our piece on top of that, marked out where we want the top one to be, went ahead and sunk that into the wall. I am quite certain this is not the way to do this, by the way. Don't listen to him, guys. I'm sure this is exactly how you're supposed to do it. Probably. So while the sun was shining, we had to decide what to do with this wall over here. It's just very blank, there's not a lot to it. So we wanted to have a little bit of something there, but we didn't want to build shelves and all of that stuff and get it cluttered again. So we just repurposed the mirror that was originally on the wall that we took it off of, and we're gonna put it right here. We also took the table that used to be right next to the door and we popped it over by the window so you guys can see. It really makes the room feel a lot more open. Gives me good space to edit and drink coffee in the morning, and it's also not a bad place to do voiceovers. Yeah, I'll cut that out. Oh goodness. We're gonna come up with some better lines here. So as you guys can see, it's still pretty sparse in here, and we needed to get some furniture to kind of fill out the rest of the room, and sometimes you just need a place, you know, to put down your coffee. It's alright. Sorry. So I started looking through all those places that I mentioned before, Facebook, Craigslist, Let Go app, starting to look for something like a coffee table or an end table that would go with the house. I ended up finding an awesome coffee table and was able to get a little bit of a deal on it. We got it for $15. It's pretty much just a crate with legs on it, but I still think it's really cool and definitely goes almost exactly with the rest of the house. All right, I got the crate. Those people were wicked nice. They had some really cool stuff that they were doing. Definitely gonna probably come back here when I start to rehab my next property, but here's some of the stuff that they sell, and I'll put like a link to their stuff if you guys wanna check it out in the description. So I ended up getting 2 of these at $15 each. That's $30 in total. That leaves me about $5 left. Which I'm not sure how I'm gonna spend yet. I might get some decorations for up there or something, but I really want to keep this as minimalist as possible, but still being functional and clean looking, and not a lot of flat surfaces that can just pick up stuff. We don't want to do that. All right, let's go see if we can find anything at the thrift store. Alright, so I didn't end up getting anything there. I really want stuff that means something to me. I don't want to just have like clutter up on the walls, so I'd rather like just save this last $5, be the frugal minimalist that I am, and when I find something that really means something to me or is important, or I bought it somewhere like on a trip, then I'll put it on the wall. Until then, it'll just stay blank. We'll let it happen naturally. Alright, it's time to finish up the cleaning, do a few little touch-ups, do some placing, and then we will be done. Alright, so before we do the before and after shots, I just wanted to let you guys know the whole point of this video was just to inspire you guys. I didn't know how to do most of this stuff. I had never done it before. But if there's something you've always wanted to do, something on Pinterest that you're like, oh, that looks cool, but you know, that's for somebody else, go ahead and try to do it. It doesn't have to be that expensive. Most of the stuff here was wicked cheap to do. And you don't have to have that much expertise. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. I didn't know how to film before I started doing it. Just go ahead and do it. Make something that you're proud of, put in the effort, and you can have something that's really cool, and it's really rewarding to have something that you built yourself, even if it's not the absolute best. It's something that you did yourself. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week.